Yousif Al-Fara is head of marketing at Al Jazeera. He's managing a portfolio of brands in the Middle East and North Africa, including Al Jazeera Arabic, AJ Plus Arabi, and Al Jazeera Mubashir. Hamda Khochtali is a digital senior producer for Al Jazeera. If his face looks familiar, it's because you've probably seen him presenting the social media segment on the network's morning show. Please welcome to the Engage 2017 stage, Yousif Al-Fara and Hamda Khochtali.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I'm Yousif and this is Hamda, and we're here all the way from Doha, Qatar, from Al Jazeera Media Network's headquarters. And I'm looking after marketing and Hamda's looking after the content. So I think what we're trying to do here is bring both marketeers and content producers together. We're going to be talking to you today about the challenges facing publishers, including ourselves, as we become more dependent on platforms. Before we get into the presentation, everyone, especially marketeers, can agree that it has been revolutionary for us to finally have our pulse on the audiences. I mean, we've come a long way from when we used to put out our out-of-home advertisement without really measuring the real impact it's actually generating. Thankfully, today, now, we have so much data around our individual platforms across the various, our individual formats across the various platforms, that at some point it's becoming overwhelming, the amount of data you have to digest and take in. Today, as marketeers, we are able to test our content, adapted uniquely for each of the individual platforms based on the audience's preferences, optimize immediately within a few hours, which is amazing. All right, so what does all this mean to Al Jazeera Arabic as a publisher? 20% of all our web traffic generated is coming from social media, and that is a significant amount of traffic. But what's astonishing is video consumption. We know video has played a very important role for us, and all publishers as well. Being able to utilize video on social has allowed us many opportunities and has allowed us to bring our TV content, take it in, repackage it according to each digital platform, and put it out there to our audiences. Today we are witnessing 12 times that video consumption than we would on our existing platforms, which is our website pretty much. So that's an astonishing number to me. When Facebook introduced its native video metric with regards to video views, publishers, including ourselves, saw this as a huge opportunity. We jumped in and simply replaced our YouTube links with native video uploads. And that alone multiplied our reach by no less than 5 times. But how do we make sure we're not just following what's imposed on us from these social media platforms? It's important for us as publishers to keep up with the latest changes that each platform has. Yet we need to be careful not to get carried away too much and lose that connection with our audiences. So what I'm trying to say here, the key is understanding our audiences. But why has it become difficult for us to understand the audience's likes and dislikes? Back previously, in the past, brands and publishers had direct access to the audiences. And that created some sort of loyalty from the audiences back up to the publishers. The current situation is that we, as publishers and brands, are accessing our audiences through the social media platforms. So in other words, they're deciding what content is to be reached depending on their algorithms. Whoa. Someone should check on that. So the reality is audiences now are no longer loyal to the brand, but instead are loyal more towards the content. So that's the challenge for us. But how should we address that from a publisher's side? I mean, we at Al Jazeera are constantly looking at measures to help us keep keep our content relevant to our audiences. So we start off by understanding the mindsets in which our audiences are in when they're engaging the different platforms. So by assessing the level of engagement with the type of content available on our platforms, we can better understand our audiences. So let's look at here real quick. So when it comes to Twitter, our audiences on Twitter are currently engaging solely with political news. They're not interested in any other type of content, like whether it was generic, culture, art. They're not interested in any of that. They're purely engaging with political news. Whereas Facebook, we see a much bigger appetite towards general content. And when we move to Instagram, I mean, that's obviously the complete opposite. Like we heard this morning, they're more towards general content and less towards news. Understanding our markets is another. That is a third pillar which needs to be defined. From a content format perspective, adapting the content to user habits and platform has proven to be effective. So, apologies, I think I skipped this slide. Yeah, understanding our markets, apologies. So when it comes to understanding our markets, we as Al Jazeera Arabic have a huge audience in over 20 countries. We need to understand what platforms are best utilized to reach out to the different markets. I mean, Facebook would be great in certain markets, but not so great in others. So looking at our content and engagement levels with the audiences, I mean, we've identified, for instance, when we're looking to go into markets to do with North Africa and Levant region, Facebook has proved to be very successful in doing so. However, when we're trying to go after our Gulf markets such as Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Facebook isn't really as that impact as you think so. But Twitter, however, overperforms the rest of the platforms, and so does YouTube. And then we move to understanding our platforms. So we're talking here from a format perspective. So audiences on Facebook are known to enjoy bite-sized content that is consumed within the platform. Audiences on Twitter engage with breaking news and drive very good quality traffic back to our websites. YouTube, obviously, audiences react to long-form contents and tend to enjoy exploring it themselves by search rather than being forced on them through a certain news feed. Yet sudden changes still influence what content reaches audiences. Platforms are forcing changes for their interests. So in other words, what makes more money for them is forced on us as publishers in the form of algorithm. And so they are controlling what audiences get in terms of content. So, but if platforms are getting away with that as they are currently, I mean, do they now own the audiences? I mean, this is a very debatable question that I'm pretty sure has been discussed in the past couple of days with everyone here talking. We all remember a few months back, Facebook announced that it was leaning towards long-form content, which is a surprise considering we just talked about bite-sized content. So this created panic for many publishers who basically have designed their operations and strategies to deliver on short-form content. Such events re-emphasize the need for publishers and brands to be flexible in strategizing their content strategies regularly. And so this takes us to strategizing in line with platform strategies. I'm going to hand over to Hamda, who's going to give us a little bit about what we've been up to with this regards.
Thanks, Yousif. So, yes, absolutely. We are somehow aligned with social platform strategies. And here I will try to explain how we used 2016 biggest trend to reach and engage with our audience. Al Jazeera first trial of live video took place in our newsroom. It was in the same month that Facebook launched the feature in Mentions app. It proved to be a great success with huge potential. So the decision was made to go ahead and invest resources this direction. We continued producing live videos frequently, so we use it to live coverage from or live stories from the ground. We use it for opening live discussion with our audience and even to create some live program only for Facebook and social platforms. And since introducing live videos as part of our regular social activity, our overall engagement increases by over 20%, according to social bakers. And then one of the most recent of our live format was a full talk show program live on Facebook using the same infrastructure designed for TV, but feeding out this time only on Facebook. It was using OBS free solution with some Blackmagic small adapters to connect the MCR output. Let's see this short video.
هذه المعلومات وتجميعها والحصول على كل هذه الشهادات.
So over 1 million reach and a lot of interaction. And this is not the only way that we connect and we link our social team with our newsroom. We used also cross-promotion between big and small screen. And here you can see an announcement of coming live video of the famous Khadija in Jerusalem on the TV. So, and that live get more than 2 million organic reach in less than 20 minutes. So as a result, we strategized our new Facebook local page to be built in the back of live videos. Let's see this short promo.
عبر الفضاء الإلكتروني ومع أكبر شبكة مراسلين نصل إليك بالخبر الذي يهمك وبالحدث الذي يجذبك. صفحاتنا مرآة واقعك اليومي ومنبر تفاعلك مع آخر المستجدات من حولك. صفحات الجزيرة المحلية على فيسبوك الأقرب إليك.
So we realized how much the TV airtime was limiting us. With some Facebook dedicated pages covering live events from the ground, we converted over than 200 correspondent and producer to be live bloggers or local live bloggers. And within a year, we get more than 26 million interaction in those 20 pages, 20 local pages. And 3 out of the most 5 engaging posts was live coverage. We invested also some resources in other platforms like YouTube and Twitters. And Yousif is going now to continue to talk about creating specific content for platforms.
Thank you, Hamda. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up a bit quick because I know that it's blinking the red thing. So we've been constantly exploring new formats. I mean, whenever a platform puts out a new format, it's important for us to keep testing it out and experimenting it out because that ensures us that we'd be placed on the top of the audience's news feed. So I'm going to take you through a few examples here. This is actually a short video you can play while I talk. I mean, this is a 360 infographic post used to display a comparison between Real Madrid and Barcelona. The amount of data in that infographic is huge. So for us to give the audience, the user, the choice to actually experience themselves, gave them a bit of an engagement that allowed this post to reach 1.4 million users, which is considered around 4 times that of our average post. All right, go to the next, please. Canvas is another one. Canvas is a very interesting one. When Facebook first launched it, I think advertisers and brands jumped on it to put together some catalogs and like advertisements in the form of a brochure. We saw it as a great opportunity for us to deliver to our audiences packaged news where we include photos, videos, and articles. We put some resources into this, and we produced a few. But the reality is, when we look back at assessing them and the numbers, they didn't really perform as much as we thought. So we went back to taking those resources, investing them into videos. And obviously, social-first specific videos have proven to be a great success for Al Jazeera Arabic. In the first 3 months of launching them, I mean, the numbers were amazing. The average video would get no less than 1 million views. And this is without any paid activity. Additionally, the reach was around 4.6 per video. So that proves how much these videos are really working on Facebook. Just quickly, I mentioned at the beginning how we can be testing with our audiences. I have a good example here I wanted to share. When we first launched our local pages that Hamda mentioned, we put together a few ads here and there just to to build a community at the beginning. We launched those two creatives. One was an image-led, and the other was text-led. A couple of days after the campaign ran, we looked at the results, and the image-led had twice as much impact with the audiences. And what this really means to us as marketeers is that we doubled the value of our money by simply choosing the right creative or optimizing the right creative. I mean, this is something I wanted to share here, and a lot of people underestimate this. It also applies to YouTube as well. With YouTube thumbnails, people see this as a very small thing, but it has extreme effect in terms of its impact with the audience and resonation with the audiences. So, just to finish it off, to wrap it up, I think there's 3 elements here that we need to consider in order, as brands and publishers, in order to ensure that we're reaching to our audiences. Get to know your audiences, understand their likes and dislikes, analyze them, continually analyzing them. Strategize your content by your markets and by your platforms in parallel. Keep up to speed with each of the platforms. I mean, that's the reality we're living in. Thank you.
Thank you.